Hello, this is Smislav the Slayer. I'm going to be doing a live Blitz chess game commentary. And we're in the Sicilian again, which is fine for me, fine by me. Hopefully we'll get to an interesting dragon variation. And I don't think we will, because actually against this move I like to play e6, a6, b5, and actually a lot of times maybe g5, h5, g4. I'm not sure if this variation is very good, but I kind of like it. Basically, I expand on the queen side, then castle on the queen side, then attack on the king side. This doesn't, it kind of, I don't know if it makes that much sense to do things that way, but it can make for some interesting games. I think he castled pretty early, so maybe I didn't need to expand as much on the well, I guess you want to get this light square bishop kind of down here as a nice threat. The problem is he has a4. But with the bishop on a2, honestly, actually, that kind of takes away some of the sting from that. Now I have to make my decision here, though. g5, knight takes, bishop takes, bishop. Yep, it works. So long as I don't, that works. And I think g4 and h5, h4, and then g3 guarantees when you have the h and f pawns here, that would guarantee that some line gets opened, either the g file or the f file. That actually works even better, because now playing g4 guarantees the opening of a line, and less moves as well. Now I do also want to get this move. I want to be able to give up the g5 square kind of quickly, so I can move my queen to c7 or b6, maybe a5, probably c7. I think c7. And I can't do that right now because I need to double guard this g5 pawn. So if I can, okay, does that work? Let's see. That's a little tricky because I don't want to. I'm not sure if I want to play g4 because then he can play h4. No, he can't because I can just take it then, and that I'm fine with that. And see, I'm fine with losing this pawn too, just so long as I can break open a line beforehand. And now I think it's time to get my king out of there. Do I want to play f6? Knight f6, I mean, though, first. I'm not really sure. I'll save that. I can play knight f6 later. If he moves his queen before then, that's fine. And then also this actually, the knight is still guarding this e7 bishop, which could help out quite a bit. Now I think f5 maybe? Or do I want to keep some sort of light squared defense here? I think I do want to keep some sort of defense like that. Now I can also play e5, which is going to be pretty helpful, because that will basically, I mean, his bishop will come to life. That's annoying. No, I have enough defense of d6. So if he plays queen to g3, I can just play rook d to g8, and then maybe, and I do also not want to play e5 because that will lock in my light square bishop unless I sacrifice. That is okay. We can do this. That's pretty cool. The knight is guarding this rook, so I can double my rooks with tempo. And he's in like kind of a lot of trouble here, I think, because he's going to have to move his queen to g3 or g5. Then I'm going to have rook h to g8, and I think he's going to have to play like knight to h2 or knight to bishop to h2 just to prevent the mate threat. So he can't play queen, or no, he can't play queen to g3 because he has knight to, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do this first. Then I think knight to h5, and that's, I mean, his game is basically falling apart. Because he's, oh, I should have played knight to h5 right away. Because now he's got the move queen to e3. That's too bad. That's too bad. I think I'll still be alright though, because he's gonna play queen to e3, knight takes e3, and then knight takes f4, queen, I mean he could play f3 too, it doesn't matter, but queen takes f4, then rook takes h2. Yeah. Oh, actually, that's the way that it loses, I'm pretty sure. Because I play knight to... See, without e3 or f3, this is what he would be forced to play. And then I can play knight knight to f6, which forces him to f3. Which forces him to f3, and we'll see in the other line it would force him to the h3, I guess. To h3, yeah. And so then I'd be able to just play knight to f4, discovering an attack against all this, and he would have been in a lot of trouble. So actually, I think the move rook to h8 is a blunder. But I still have enough that I can win. So I should actually probably just play the move. I don't know if I want to fool around with knight to f6. I don't think I win the queen because he just has f3. There's not really any reason to do it. I'm gonna just not do that. Just to leave the knight back, just in case there's some sort of weird tactic that I'm missing. The knight was like near my king, so, and I mean this wins material anyway. I'll get a queen and knight versus for the two rooks, which is pretty good exchange. So there's not really. I'll even get a nice little discovered attack here. Oh, I think I want to go ahead and do this. If he takes knight-wise, then I can just trade off the knights, I think. And, or do I want to keep the bishop pair? I want to keep the bishop pair. If he plays knight, then I'll just play... I'm going to go ahead and get this just set up right off the bat. Okay. I think knight to e5. It's just to get my knight kind of into business. And see how this a4 move would be really nice if his bishop wasn't here. It would have been nice throughout most of the game. I'm not going to go back over it right now because I'm not that much. I don't have that much time for the rest of this game. But it's just something that didn't pan out that well for him. I'm trying to think here. I'm gonna go ahead and play bishop to d6. I think I'm gonna play queen to c7 now, actually, and just go right back to the dark squares and try to attack this g3 pawn. Basically, just try to weaken. Just play c4 here. Now this is locked up pretty handily. That's I think that was a bad move on his part. Maybe he should play c4 instead. Okay, that's just a bad move. Okay. I think he might just be in. He might have given up. Yeah, just check. Oh, he wants to win my queen back. I get it. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, he actually could have done that the last move. Oh no, because I just took the pawn. Okay. Yeah, just get my queen. It doesn't really matter where I move. Just get my king to safety. Let's see, what's he gonna do here? So he's got to move, I guess, to... Okay, let's just sacrifice material. Just for kicks. Okay. Doesn't take it. I think this is checkmate. Nope. Ooh, I probably could have done that a little bit better. No, not quite yet. Here we go. There we go. All right. So, let's go back to the beginning. So b5, bishop to a2, bishop to b7, e3. I don't need to really say what the moves are. You can see them for yourself. The g5, you know, with the knight to d2 also, I don't know. There's just, he made a lot of different moves in this that made this whole kind of all-out attack on the king side work a lot better. Like h3 is definitely not the right move, because that just basically saved me a lot of time. Yeah, so here I think his position is really bad. I think instead of h3, if he would have just played maybe like g3, or not even anything like that, maybe c4 actually would have been good, or d4. I guess you know what it is he played this d3. I mean, look at all these kind of one-move pawn moves. That's, I think, what really got him. He was just too passive. And so there are like lots of flaws to my plan, you know, of this, just doing this stuff and then attacking over here. But you need to be able to push back against these and attack these structures to expose those weaknesses. And if you move like a3 and d3 and just moves like that over and over again, h3, and you know, knight to d2, like, I mean, he didn't really make an active move in knight to, you know, I mean, sometimes that works, but it's like bad, you know, you just don't want to do that too much. And then there's some kind of, this is kind of like meandering, really. I mean, he's still not attacking anything. He needs to play these queenside pawns up like immediately, and he didn't get around to it. Because the thing is, even say before I castle, if say he was waiting to like castle on the queen side, you still want to play these right away, because then you take away queenside castling as a good possibility, and that's I mean, then I'm stuck in the center, and then you can start pushing in the center and sacrificing your center pawns if you want to, or even pieces, if you know, to open up these. And my king is just stuck there because I went all out on the king side, kind of made some loose moves on the queen side. So, I mean, I guess I'm saying all this because my whole plan here, it's like fun, but it's not really a good way to play. So, I don't want, you know, I mean, it is fun, and it works in this position, you know, and the way he played it. But it's definitely, this was like way too easy, I guess, for me. So I just thought I should point out some of the ways it can go wrong, because there are a lot of ways it can go wrong. So usually, I think the idea that gets it the most is a4, and when he plays a4 and b4 sometimes, especially with the knight on c3, the a4 move, this b5 pawn and b5 square can be real bad. The a file gets opened up, and so the king gets either stuck in the center where his attack against my king is a lot faster than my kingside attack, or it's castled on the queen side with like very little protection, and my pieces get kind of cramped up behind these pawns actually. And there's lots of pins and stuff that can just like normal stuff when your king is exposed. So I think that's the main problem with the way I played. I'm not really sure why I even started playing that way. I mean, I just didn't really have much against this knight f3 bishop to c4 idea against the Sicilian. So it just seemed kind of natural to play e6, you know, this kind of pawn structure, and bishop to b7, knight to d7. Knight f6 to bishop to e7. But I'm not sure if that really works out all that well. I think maybe just stick with this pawn structure and then try to develop more. Like maybe, see, I wouldn't even know where to begin with. I might want to actually start studying, or at least looking over some other Sicilian games, just to get a feel for those other kinds of, the other ways things can work, like the Najdorf and the, that kind of stuff, the Shevenigan. I'm not sure if that's pronouncing right. And I guess I looked at Sveshnikov a little bit, but I didn't understand any of that, so. And then, yeah, I guess those are the main ones, I think. But, yeah, I kind of jumped right into the dragon. I used to play E5 actually, which, was pretty, I mean, you know, so I know those a little bit better, but some of the Sicilian structures, I guess, I'm not that familiar with, and that probably is something that would be really pretty easy to fix.